All right, well, welcome to the Lowell General Hospital DEA Council, our DEI Council Mentorship Program information session for mentees. It's a pleasure to have all of you here, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Give me just one second. Okay, Dr. Ozcan was just letting me know she's having a couple technical difficulties, but she'll be joining us shortly. So I'm so excited to see all the interest on the mentee side. I appreciate all of you being here. I want to get a little bit into, I'll tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about background about the program as well. Okay, so a little history of the mentorship program. So the mentorship program was started in 2021, and we had our first batch of mentor-mentee pairs in September that started. Actually, they started meeting together in October and November. But the internal mentorship program is the one that we're mainly speaking about today. The internal mentorship program is one that's intended for people that are either current employees at Lowell General Hospital or are current volunteers. And the goal of the program is to help pair these employees or volunteers with a mentor in our system that maybe is a leader in their department, either as a physician or nurse, or an administrative leader that is interested in helping to mentor someone on their path to further their career. We also have an external mentorship program, which involves the Boys and Girls Club currently, and it's more for youth that are under the age of 18, mostly high school students that are also curious to learn more about about the medical field and pursuing a career in that area as well. And we're also expanding to some degree to some other community programs. So this program was started as part of an initiative with the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council at Lowell General. Actually, hold on one second. I'm sorry, Dr. Ozcan is writing to me as well. In any case, so there are 3 co-chairs right now, or 3 tri-chairs right now. It's myself, and Dr. Sonali Ayar and Dr. Ozcan, who are in charge of arranging the meetings around this program, and also in being support for the system and helping to pair mentors and mentees together. We also are grateful to have an administrator, Morgan Payne, who helps us with fielding any questions we have in the email world as well. So they are the main person that you would be coordinating with when emailing our email address, which is mentorship@lowellgeneral.org. So the importance of this is from, there was a mentorship program that we had before 2021 that was part of the leadership team at Lowell General in general. And so we used their program to initiate the training of mentors in our program. And so they have a list of how do I put this? There's like an orientation that mentors are put through, and we talk about some of the benefits of having a mentor program within Lowell General. So some of the benefits of having a mentor program here is that it helps to promote a diverse and inclusive culture within the workplace. It also helps to promote a cooperative, productive, and service-oriented environment, and it helps to increase creativity and exposure to new ideas. The mentorship, why is this going backwards? Sorry about that. In terms of the benefits for someone who wants to be a mentee in the program, especially for people that are already employees within the system, it can help to provide some professional development and help people on their career to find pathways to further their career. It helps to create a network, a community and support system. It can help acclimate the mentee to the job and company culture. So especially if you're new to the system, it can, again, you can have kind of an inside edge to someone who's maybe been in the system a little bit longer and can help you be more comfortable within the hospital culture. It can also help to advance people's careers more quickly, and it can help employees, employees and volunteers feel more in touch socially and professionally with the system at large. And it can also help increase confidence and resilience. So for the current program that we have, the program details. So actually, before I get into this, I can tell you a little bit about myself. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself earlier, but I'm Sangita Pillai. I'm a family medicine physician. I've been with Lowell General will be my 11th year, actually. I worked at Lowell Community Health Center for 4.5 years, and then I branched off and I started my own private practice. And so I'm a family medicine physician with a micro practice, so a little bit of an alternative practice model that allows me to spend more time with my patients and also allows me to do additional activities like this as well. But I'm also one of the mentors as well as one of the co-chairs of this program. So in terms of getting involved in this program, last year, so one of the feedback, the last session that we started in the fall of last year lasted about 6 months. It was a pilot program to get some feedback, make sure we could get enough mentors and mentees together and get some feedback about how the experience was for everyone. And overall, we had a very positive amount of feedback from people. The one critique we had is that it didn't feel like it was long enough, the 6 months. And so this time around, we're extending the program to be an 8-month commitment between the mentor and the mentee. And if you decide to sign up for the mentorship program, it's the requirements are that it's a once monthly in-person or virtual meeting with your mentor. So you will communicate with each other directly, and you can decide on a date and time that works well for you every month. And you can connect, maybe it could be over coffee if you want at a cafe, it could be somewhere on the premises of the hospital, or it could be somewhere completely different, but in a place where you would feel comfortable speaking about your career goals and aspirations. The other requirements to be part of the internal mentorship program is that you must be at least 18 years of age or older to participate in the internal program. And part of the reason for that is just around hospital policy and liability. And another kind of exciting part of this program is that as an internal mentee, you will also have access or an easier pathway to potentially get some shadowing experience that's apart from the mentorship program. So the mentor, their main goal is to be there to help listen to any anxieties you might have about pursuing your career, or listen to any questions you have about that, and to help direct and connect you to people that might be helpful along your career. And if you are interested in doing shadowing to get some more shadowing experience, if you're thinking of pursuing medicine or nursing, you can sign up for shadowing through the mentorship email address. You can speak to the administrator, Morgan, about areas that you might be interested in. And there's a separate piece. So it's kind of a part, it's not the responsibility of your mentor to set you up with that, but being part of this program allows you access to that additional possibility, which I think a lot of mentees expressed last year that they were really interested in having a more streamlined system in place for that. And so we made sure that was part of the program that got developed further. Getting shadowing experience is something that's purely voluntary in terms of on the shadower side of things. So there's not an absolute guarantee that you would be set up with someone who you could shadow with, but we are doing our utmost best to try to make that happen. But the process has definitely been streamlined, particularly for people who are involved in this program. So the requirements, if you want to apply to be a mentee in this program, there's an application. It's pretty straightforward. And there is also the other part that we expect from you is there will be a midway assessment. So about 4 months into the program, we'll send you a questionnaire just to kind of assess how you're doing, to help make sure that we're continuing to improve the program. And there's also an end of program evaluation as well. Again, to let us know the pros and cons of the program so that we can make it better every year. And we just listed again the mentorship email address there below. So the Mentee application, of course, we want your name, we want your current relationship with Lowell General, and we'd like you to tell us a little bit more about yourself and why you believe you'd be a good candidate for the Tufts Medicine Lowell General Hospital internship mentorship program, or internal mentorship program. And again, this will help us pair you appropriately with someone that seems, with our mentors, the one that seems to be the best fit for you and your interests. And so by knowing more about you, that will really help us with the pairing process. There's also a mentee self-assessment section and a section where you kind of talk about your general goals. And so having that information with your application is vital for us to help make the best pairing. These are just a list here of potential goals that you might have. They don't have to be, they could be very specific or they could be a little bit more general. You could say you want to gain more visibility within your community. You might want to build certain skills or capabilities for the future, or maybe you don't necessarily know exactly what you want to specifically pursue. You just know that you want to continue your education and you just want someone to support you emotionally by listening to some of the frustrations, fears, successes. If you want to have more interesting and challenging activities, you might want to, again, maybe one of your goals is connecting with people in a certain specialty that you're interested in and getting more skills to make you a better applicant in applying to nursing school or to medical school. There's a lot of different options of things that you can put there, but we definitely want to have that information, your goals in advance, because that will help the mentor have a better idea on how to make that 8-month experience the most meaningful for you as possible. All right. So again, if you're interested in becoming a mentee, the next step in this process is to send an email. I don't know if you feel free to screenshot this, but to the mentorship@lowellgeneral.org. And many of you have already sent a message there because that's how you got this link to the Zoom meeting. But go ahead, based on what you're hearing today, if you're interested in definitely joining this program, send a message to the mentorship@lowellgeneral.org along with a copy of your resume or CV. As the first step, and they will go from there. We will kind of keep track of you, and we will forward the application. Our administrator will forward that application for you via email. And it's still very early in the process. The deadline for the application to be turned in is September 1st. So you have the summer to do that. And again, it shouldn't take you very long as you kind of have some goals in mind regarding involvement in the program. And so hopefully it won't take you very long to put that together. And once we have all the applications in, Dr. Ozcan and I at this point will review all the applications and start the pairing process, take a month to do that. And then the program will start on October 1st for the batch that joins us this year. So great. So thank you for joining us again. And please, this is the time now. If you have any questions, any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I actually do have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool.
Great. I'm sorry. I just stopped sharing there.
Yeah, no worries. So I was just curious in terms of the application. So if I'm in the emergency department, is there potential for me to be paired with an interventional cardiologist per se?
It's possible.
Or no.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible. It's all about, both sides of this are voluntary. And we definitely, this past batch that we had, there was a cardiologist as one of the mentors. So I think there is a good possibility. Cool. Definitely. Looks like Dr. Ozcan joined us. I'm so glad you're able to get the technical difficulties.
Sorry.
You wanted to introduce yourself too, if you'd like, and then if you wanted to chime in as well about that question.
Yeah, of course. Sorry for being so late. I did have technical difficulties. and I'm just logged on from my phone. The computer just didn't work, but I hope you guys can hear me well. So I'm Dr. Ozcan. I'm one of the breast surgeons at Lowell General, and I joined Lowell General straight out of fellowship in end of 2017. So I've been here for almost 5 years now. And yeah, I'm excited to continue this program. And I see there's a lot of you on the call, and Dr. Pillai, I'm sure, took you through the whole process. And to answer Devin's question, that'll be ideal. And if you do apply, make sure you list that in your email. And if there is no mentor that is that applied, we can always reach out to the department chiefs and see if there's anyone that would be willing. But that would be an extra step, and it's not a guarantee, unfortunately. It's always, it has to be perfect for a mentor-mentee match to pay. But if you know someone that you've worked with that would like to mentor you and would like to do it as part of this formal program, you can definitely refer them to us, and we would take the next steps with them.
Awesome. That sounds great. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Casey Decker. I'm the manager of volunteer services at Lowell General. And I see quite a few volunteers on this call, which makes me so happy and so excited. And I just wanted to say, I think this program is just so phenomenal. I have a lot of pride being a part of an organization that has this program. I know we had a few volunteers that were a part of the pilot, and they just raved about it and they got so much out of it. And so I'm just really excited. I think that this program is so beneficial. I think it's such a win-win. So I just want to thank Dr. Pillai and Dr. Ozcan and the whole mentorship committee for offering this. Thank you for the opportunity to offer this to our amazing volunteers and our amazing staff.
Thank you, Casey. I really appreciate
it.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, it's been a really great experience on both sides for mentors and mentees alike, for sure. It's been really fulfilling, just even for Dr. Ozcan and I, just to have that experience being mentors as well. It's been nice to take that time, away from our usual medical schedule to try to, help people in different places in their career, in terms of their career as students right now. So, and I know that there are a lot of people that are looking, especially on the mentor side, that are looking to have these types of opportunities. And so, yes, I would definitely encourage those of you that are interested in pursuing some sort of health career and want to get more in-person exposure to someone who's doing it. I definitely would encourage you to apply.
And you will all learn that throughout your career, whatever career you're in or want to become in, you'll always find someone who indirectly mentors you. So there's always someone who guides you and gives you some tips and tricks, maybe connects you with someone as you will going forward, or maybe already have. And so you'll meet a lot of mentors along your way. What this program does, it just formalizes it more and gives it a little bit more structure. So I think that's why it's important that if you do have interest in, a specific field of interest or have a specific goal in mind, sometimes having it in a more structured setting is really helpful, even though you may meet certain mentors throughout your path.
I do think in the experience that we've had, like at least for some of the mentees here, or at least, part of the reason why I'm motivated to be involved in this program is I feel like there's certain people, like there's some people that might have physicians as parents or people that are already in the medical field, and it's a lot easier for them to, to know how the system works and to do everything you need to do to apply. And so having a mentor that's already been through this process can really help wrap your head around that process. And I think it can make you make things much more likely to lead to a successful outcome in that regard. And so, yeah, I'm excited to have this opportunity to give people that might not have those family connections that make it a little easier to get involved. That's a big motivator for me to be involved in this. So I'm excited for any of you that are applying. I'm excited to, to be involved in that process to try to help you get more connected in the system as well. But any other questions? I know, so Dr. Myers as well joined us from UMass Lowell. Thank you so much for coming as well. I know we share a lot of volunteers in the volunteer department that work that work in the hospital and are volunteer in the hospital, and also our students at UMass Lowell. I could see a few people were greeting you. So yeah. I don't know if you got to meet Casey Decker before.
No.
Hi, Dr. Myers. Very nice to meet you.
Yeah. No, thank you for doing this for the students. I think it's a great program, and I'm hoping that we can get more students involved.
Yes, definitely. And if people are interested in getting even more involved than just on the volunteer side, I mean, definitely talking to mentors about opportunities there. In terms of like, if you wanted to have a job or you worked one day a week or something like that, there's definitely opportunities there as well. But for sure, we love our volunteers at the hospital as well.
Yes, we do.
Yes. Any other questions? All right.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us again. We really appreciate you being here, and we hope to hear from you. And with the interest in the program, we look forward to getting to know you better if you join us as part of this program as well. And we will be in touch. And if you have any further questions that come up after this meeting, feel free to write a follow-up message to the mentorship email address that we posted earlier, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Yes.
I do want to ask though that if we can kind of also keep in touch with me in terms of with the students that do get accepted to this, so I just have an idea of who's participating, that would be helpful.
Sure. No problem at all.
Okay.
Great.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Take care. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Thank you.
Great night.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Take care.